it is very unfortunate that the fertile lands in Bokos, in Mangu, in Bassa, in Garga area, part of Kanam, a constituency I represent, in part of Wasai, and some part of Plateau have been turned to battlefield. It has been very unfortunate. Plateau crisis means different things to different people. Just like any other attacks, killing, genocide have different definitions. All scholars, professors, to define the crisis, the attacks in Benue to you, you will hear different definition. So to me, people can call it communal. People can call it religious. It depends on the context and the dimension, the perspective you want to see. But it is not communal to me. And it is neither religion. It is criminal. It is criminal.
Who are these criminals?
If it is communal, or like you ask me, let anybody from Plateau and outside Plateau come here to tell you the tribes that are fighting among themselves. Tribes in Bassa were attacked just yesterday, day before yesterday, Irigwe and some other tribes. Tribes in Bokos were attacked last week. They are not Irigwe. They are not Bokong. They are not Jar. Tribes are attacked in Mangu. In my local government, Jar people are attacked within the forest of Kanam, Boundary, Karaba, and Wasai, where in a day, in 2022, 147 people were killed. In one day, massacred and genocide. And all the 147 or 57, I don't know, only 4 are Christians. And those people who attacked them are the bandit, the Fulani militias.
They are Fulani.
Of course, in the forest in Kanam. In one day, the Fulanis that were ransacked from Zampara area, Kebbi, Sokoto, have the forest in Kanam that infiltrate Taraba with all those attacks there, attacked Muslim communities in Kanam, killed 147, only 3 were Christians. Can you say that is a communal or religious attack?
So, but what end is this criminality? When you say these are criminals,
it's anybody that will define
what are they looking
crisis
for?
As tribal or religion. In my opinion, please, in my opinion, it's not fair to the situation. It is purely criminal. In a situation,
as a member of the House of Representatives, so you have a native intelligence of what you grew up. You know,
I was born and brought up there. I found there. I carry firewood in those villages. I did.
So you know,
are there not churches and mosques in Jos, in Bokos today, in Bassa? So how is it religious?
What are these criminals looking for?
It is criminal because let me define why I term it criminal. And it is genocide. I will call it without any fear of contradiction. For someone to descend on a community that knows nothing about, for instance, if it is your cattle that are being rustled, there are due process to pursue and follow up those criminal syndicates, which without any fear of contradiction, I will say it here too, that the syndicate that are rustling cattle in Plateau put together almost all the tribes. You cannot say, I have been a chairman, special committee on peace and security in Plateau. I have investigated Plateau crisis for 1 year, 6 months under Governor Simon Bakola long administration when I was the deputy speaker in Plateau. You discover that the syndicate that rustled cattle are syndicate that put together. Maybe you find my tribes, youths of my tribe are part of it. Some 1 or 2. There are criminals in all the tribe. But what we are saying is this. How, for cry loud sake, I will say this again without any fear of fable. You have a situation whereby a community is attacked, over 50 people were killed. And some communities were isolated from the attack. It breeds mutual suspicion. How can we be staying together with you in Bokos and house A, B, C are attacked while house D, E were skipped, then F and G were attacked? It makes people to suspect that the people that their houses were spared, their communities were skipped, could know something about those.
Honorable, let me ask you quickly. And there are natives who have told us about some kind of reprisal in this kind of scenarios.
Certainly, yes.
Yeah, a lot of the times you see them that there are some herders who have been attacked, and days later, the community where those herders have been attacked are being wiped out, people are being killed.
I will not equally sit here to tell you that is not true. It is absolutely true. The security asks them, anybody that feels it is not true should ask the head of security agencies in Plateau. Yes, it's true you ask. There are situations whereby community attacks herders. Some is not attacked. Their cattle are being roasted by the criminal syndicate that belong to both the herders themselves and the community itself. Then it is true that you have been attacked. Herders have been attacked, it's a fact. But is that a justification to you descending on your community, on people that knows nothing about how your cattle is being rustled or how your members are being killed to kill anybody that knows nothing about the attack?
So do you agree with the governor when he says these attacks, he described them as coordinated acts of terror? Do you agree with him?
I agree with that statement. This is a situation that, we are not to play politics with security situation. We are not to play politics with the lives of the people. We are not to play politics with the life of the people that make us who we are. Human life is sacred. Whether you are from my tribe or not my tribe. Whether you are from my religion or not my religion. Whether you are from my party or not my party. It is coordinated. But you will equally agree with me that an injury to one is an injury to all. That's why I'm speaking for the entire Plateau people. The assertion that cattle are being rustled is true. The assertion that there have always been isolated killing of some of the cattle rearers is equally true. But you wonder how one person will be killed rearing cattle and his cattle is being rustled. The people that killed that one person and rustled those cattle are not the victim of reprisal of that particular situation. The peace-loving people of Plateau tend to become victims of that circumstance. And mind you, in the motion I brought, when similar situation happened last 3 months in Garga area of Kanam local government where I represent, it is the community, the people of my community that are being attacked by the bandits. If they are the ones that have been attacked by the bandits, you don't expect the bandits. It's a situation whereby we have local vigilantes. They kidnap some people, and the local vigilantes were brave enough to go to the forest and discover where the bandits were sleeping and kill 4 of them. Then the bandits informed their other co-travelers and attacked 5, 6, 7 different communities in Kanam local government and killed over 147. Then the thing is this. If you look at the forest nature, border nature of Kanam local government, with Wase, that boundaries Taraba, Garga area, that boundaries Yankari, Gagdi Gum area, that boundaries Burga and what have you. Plateau, Kanam local government and Plateau State is vulnerable. When I was screaming that if you take the attacks in Kanam for granted, because there is no single checkpoint from Taraba forest to Kanam. If there is no checkpoint from that forest to Kanam, there is no checkpoint from Yankari to Garga to Kanam, there is no checkpoint from Burga to Gum to Kanam. What makes you think that those bandits and kidnappers and attackers and people that are killing Plateau people will not have access to other local government?
In these coordinated attacks, act of terror as described by the governor, you understand and you hear from your constituent, how sophisticated are these criminals?
They are as sophisticated as people that are killing people everywhere. As sophisticated as what is happening.
Because if you say it's a coordinated act of terror, terror in itself is someone who wants to unleash a maximum pain on the people. And when you do that in a coordinated way, it gives a sense that there is a sect, a group of people who have been armed, it sounds to me like they are sophisticated, their sophistry make them to attack and not being caught.
It's not like that. It is negligence on the part of our security that make them not being caught. But it's not sophistication, as far as I'm concerned.
Is that fair to say that the security agencies are negligent?
I say it without any fear of contradiction, Shehu. I am a member of the House of Representatives, and let me say something very clear today to all Nigerians. For the first time, I will say this. We are in a country that prior to even this administration, from Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's administration, to President Muhammadu Buhari's administration, now to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, tell me anywhere, Shehu, listen to me, Shehu. Tell me one situation, one instance where attack that claimed the life of 1, 2, 3 to 10 and 100 happened within a jurisdiction of a particular security operation, that one of the security that is responsible for protection of the life and properties of the people within that area was held to account for what happened. Tell me when President Jonathan fired somebody for neglecting his responsibility as a result of loss of lives and properties of the people. Tell me when did President Muhammadu Buhari did that. Tell me one instance where a strategic military, police, DSS or any commandant, that the president gave a marching order that the lives of the people of my country are sacred. You must display proficiency by doing your responsibility of protecting the life and properties of those people, that he fell in doing that. Even as a result of the negligence of the security agency, that one person was fired. Tell me.
So you think that the leadership of the country should have taken a more decisive action?
Definitely yes.
What do you think the president
If
would have
today
done?
you are here, so pretending over politics today, isn't it? You are doing well, that's why we are coming here. You are inviting people. There are other journalists that can, but you will equally agree with me that an injury to one is an injury to all. That's why I'm speaking for the entire Plateau people. The assertion that cattle are being rustled is true. The assertion that there have always been isolated killing of some of the cattle rearers is equally true. But you wonder how one person will be killed rearing cattle and his cattle is being rustled. The people that killed that one person and rustled those cattle are not the victim of reprisal of that particular situation. The peace-loving people of Plateau tend to become victims of that circumstance. And mind you, in the motion I brought, when similar situation happened last 3 months in Garga area of Kanam local government where I represent, it is the community, the people of my community that are being attacked by the bandits. If they are the ones that have been attacked by the bandits, you don't expect the bandit. It's a situation whereby we have local vigilantes. They kidnap some people, and the local vigilantes were brave enough to go to the forest and discover where the bandits were sleeping and kill 4 of them. Then the bandit informed their other co-travelers and attacked 5, 6, 7 different communities in Kanam local government and killed over 147. Then the thing is this. If you look at the porous nature, border nature of Kanam local government, with Wase, that boundaries Taraba, Garga area, that boundaries Yankari, Gagdi Gum area, that boundaries Burga and what have you. Plateau, Kanam local government and Plateau State is vulnerable. When I was screaming that if you take the attacks in Kanam for granted, because there is no single checkpoint from Taraba forest to Kanam. If there is no checkpoint from that forest to Kanam, there is no checkpoint from Yankari to Garga to Kanam, there is no checkpoint from Burga to Gum to Kanam. What makes you think that those bandits and kidnappers and attackers and people that are killing Plateau people will not have access to other local government in Plateau?
In these coordinated attacks, act of terror, as described by the governor, you understand and you hear from your constituent, how sophisticated are these criminals?
They are as sophisticated as people that are killing people everywhere. As sophisticated as what is happening.
Because if you say it's a coordinated act of terror, terror in itself is someone who wants to unleash a maximum pain on the people. And when you do that in a coordinated way, it gives a sense that there is a group of people who have been armed, it sounds to me like they are sophisticated, their sophistry made them to attack and not being caught.
It's not like that. It is negligence on the part of our security that make them not being caught. But it's not sophistication, as far as I'm concerned.
Is that fair to say that the security agencies are negligent?
I say it without any fear of contradiction, Shehu. I am a member of the House of Representatives. And let me say something very clear today to all Nigerians. For the first time, I will say this. We are in a country that prior to even this administration, from Goodluck Jonathan's, Ebele Jonathan's administration, to President Muhammadu Buhari's administration, now to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, tell me anywhere, Shehu, listen to me, Shehu. Tell me one situation, one instance where attack that claimed the life of 1, 2, 3 to 10 and 100 happened within a jurisdiction of a particular security operation, that one of the security that is responsible for protection of the life and properties of the people within that area was held to account for what happened. Tell me when President Jonathan fired somebody for neglecting his responsibility as a result of loss of lives and properties of the people. Tell me when did President Muhammadu Buhari did that. Tell me one instance where a strategic military, police, DSS or any commandant, that the president gave a marching order that the lives of the people of my country are sacred. You must display proficiency by doing your responsibility of protecting the life and properties of those people, that he fell in doing that. Even as a result of the negligence of the security agency, that one person was fired. Tell me.
So you think that the leadership of the country should have taken a more decisive action?
Definitely yes.
What do you think the president would have done?
If today you are here, so pretending over politics today, isn't it? You are doing well, that's why we are coming here. You are inviting people. There are other journalists that can pretend over this program, perhaps better than you. But because you have displayed proficiency, the management have kept you. to pretend over politics today. If people are coming here not to discuss what add value to Nigeria, and you are not showing professionalism in the discharge of your function as the anchor of politics today, will the management keep you here? If you are kept here because you are doing well, why are people that allow people to be killed on daily basis are not sanctioned, are not called to account, are not called to be to say why within their own watch people are killed on daily basis? Has there been any person? Have there been any head of security agencies that have been queried?
Atiku is saying today that Nigeria is in a state of emergency, that the whole nation is in a state of emergency.
I am here, I'm APC, but I'm not here to talk politics. It is very unfortunate that if I'm here to talk politics, I should have queried some of the actions of the governor, but I didn't. I will support him to ensure that there is peace in Plateau. When it comes to politics, I will face him. There are two different things. But now he is the governor. The security of life and the protection of the properties of the citizens of Plateau is donated to him. So, as equally a political player, a leader, a stakeholder in my own right, who represent 3 local government from the Secretary local government that the governor administers, I should be able to show him maximum cooperation at this level, not politics, to ensure that our people are not being killed.
You heard what he said.
But if Atiku says Nigeria is on state of emergency, he knows why he said so. It is politics. And let me tell you something. They will get it wrong is if we notice that politicians will want to capitalize on Plateau's situation to politicize the situation. I have seen people that say something and I call them to say, no, stop, support this man. When it happened in Bokos, the governor of Plateau went to Bokos after 1, 2, 3 days. Yes, he should study the situation before he goes to Bokos. As a governor, I will not advise that he should descend to Bokos the day it is happening. The next day, he traveled out of the state and attended a PDP function in Oyo. When people were displaying his picture in the night in Oyo, I said, no, whatsoever it is, yes, he had gone to Oyo, he had jetted back to Plateau, and he is trying to find a solution to the situation. He is human. Let's forget politics and let's talk about what can we do to ensure that
you look at some of the things that Governor Mufwang said today, banning transportation of cattle at a certain time of the day, and also some of the restrictions that he has said. Do you think that in the immediate those will help to curtail?
It is fine, but I will equally point out something that we need to cure from that. There is a saying I said once when I was in the Plateau State House of Assembly, and it became quote of the day, and I quote, a lawless community is a hopeless community. When a community have no laws, or when there are laws and community don't seem to adhere to those laws, that community become hopeless. I'm not arrogating this to Plateau because some people will take this politically and misrepresent me. The law banning Okada operation, the directive that the governor gave today banning Okada operation is a law in existence since I was in the state assembly. You make laws, people don't implement the law until they see the consequences of the non-implementation of that law, then you make pronouncement. There are existence of law that prohibits that. But why can't we, let's take those laws serious.
So now, from the days of Jonah
what I want to cure, what I want to cure is this. It is not part of the pronouncement. Some of the pronouncement, it should have just been the law. They should activate that law. There is no legal framework that allow operation of Okada motorcycles in to the minds of a lot of
to the minds of a lot of Nigerians. They will imagine that Plateau again. I remember things were horrible.
Are you saying that? Are they still saying that?
No, people say, Plateau again. Because this attack is one too many. When you see people in
Plateau's name is like my name. Very interesting. That is how Gagdi is. When you say we know whom they know, they don't know whom we know, it becomes talk of the war. That is how Plateau name is. Why don't they say Zampara again? As people of Zampara, why don't they say Kepi, Sokoto again?
Because for those of us who know Plateau, I mean, if you look at the number of foreigners in this country,
are there not foreigners just now?
Just a moment. And in the days of Jonah Jang, for example, things were horrible. Things were terrible. And there was some breather afterwards. And we saw it again happen under ll1ngs. And again, this time around. The question on the minds of people is, how do we stop these senseless killings on the Plateau?
Okay, let me answer that question. The problem in the minds of us Plateau people, as people have that question, we Plateau people have this question. Why is it always Plateau? In the days of Joshua Darie, 2021, there was crisis that claimed a lot of lives in Plateau. Then Jang, as you said, Governor Jang. Then Governor Lalong. And now Governor Mutfong. What is it that is so important that these people perpetrating this trouble, which have external influence, will not stop?
External influence?
Yes. Yes.
From
The
where?
Shehu, yes. Did a German from Kanam go and kill people in Kukawa?
So who are these?
Is it Bogom person?
Who are these external people?
The bandit, of course. I told you in Kanam. I will give you an example with my own local government that Governor Lalong visited when 147 people were massacred. And I'll tell you,
How do we end this?
We have taken decision.
What is the decision?
The decision is that we will make our people more vigilant. 1, 2. It is difficult, but we have to do it. We must keep politics aside and face the situation the way it is. And let me tell you how. When I investigated Plateau situation in the State House of Assembly, I made recommendation that there should be community-led committees at ward and local government level that should be interrelated. You must have a security outfit that will not have predominantly one tribe as the operational capacity of that outfit. If I am from Abuja and there is crisis in Abuja, and you have Hausa, Igbo, Yorubas in Abuja, and you put a security outfit that are all Hausas, do you think Yoruba and Igbo will trust that security outfit? So we must have unity. We must be one, so that we face the situation the way it should be faced. 1, 2, cattle wrestling. That is a syndicate that even our local people are part of those rustling cattle of the natives of the Fulani must equally be stopped to avoid those things that is meted to people that knows nothing about any crisis situation.
You listen to this honorable. See, you see, another thing, the only thing I see now, everybody should advocate, all the state governors. This is what they should be pushing forward now, that state policing. At least that will help, because as it is now, if you are expecting federal government to come and protect your territory, to come and protect your citizens you are looking after as a governor, for you are wasting your time, because federal government is not listening to you. So, and because it's not listening to you, it controls all the security. You cannot really do a lot, because some governors, they are incapacitated. Especially security issues, because they are not the one controlling the securities. They are limited what they can do. That's why you see now Tinubu is shifting his responsibility to the Plateau State governor by blaming the Plateau State governor of this killing. He forgot what he did in 2014, where he blamed Jonathan as the then president at that time of the insecurity. Tinubu, he was not the president, but he was blaming the Jonathan. But today, the president is blaming the state governor. Jonathan was not the president; he was not the governor of the state too. But today, he's shifting his responsibility to the state governor. So if you as a governor, you are waiting for Tinubu to come and protect you because your power is kind of limited, because you don't have full control over the security in your state, you are wasting your time. What I think you guys should be doing now, all the governors should be pushing forward, is state policing. That you guys should rise it to have state policing where you can have control of your security. Then you have the mind to solve the problem, but because you are limited, a lot of things you would have, the power you would have invested, because of the anger. When you look at your state, that the way these people are terrorizing your state, even if you yourself you did not eat, you make sure, if you truly consider the people at hand, you put the people you are looking after at hand, even if you did not eat in your house, you make sure you invested heavily on the security in your state to make sure they protect your territory. If your state succeed, you succeed as a governor. If your state fail, you failed as a governor. Do you understand? So if the state governors have this control over the security in their own state, they will be able to do. They'll do a lot. They do a lot. There's a lot of secret, a lot of things they would have loved to do, a lot of equipment. They are waiting for federal government to answer them. Federal government is not listening to them. Federal government has a lot of responsibility. Do you understand? And you as a governor, if you think your state governor has power, if you think your state governor has power, is the chief security or is the commander-in-chief of your state, it's a lie. When your state has issues, that's when you will know that your governor cannot do nothing. E.g., Rivers State, Tinubu make commandment, remove the Rivers State governor. So if you think your state, your governor, it will do the same thing. Do you understand? So what they should be doing now is state policing. That will help. Once you make command in your state, you give order to the security. Pull your chest, pull your life, as in give these people the morale, give them what they want. These people, the security too, they are ready to work. Pay them good money. They are ready to work for you, especially when you listen to them. When you listen to their complaint, they will explain to you. And even you now as a governor, the security in your state is coming every time to report issues to you. Let's do it like this, let's do it like that. This is what we think, this is what we need. But because you don't have control over them, you will say, okay, I will go and report to the federal government. This is it. Before federal government listen to you, time has gone. Do you understand? So that's what I think they need now, because the problem is getting too much. It's getting out of hand. We are only, if you think your state is okay now, is your state is a little bit peaceful, calm, you don't have problem. By the time they finish, they done dealing with these people that you are currently hearing about now, Plateau State, Zamfara State, Benue State, even Enugu State. By the time they are done successfully with that one, they will shift, they will move to the next community or next state. Do you understand? They are going state by state. So you now, you have opportunity that your state is a little bit peaceful, calm. Yeah, you have a lot of things to do now before they get to you, because once they get there, it's going to be difficult. So you need to be tightening up with your security now. You need to motivate your men, your security men. You need to employ more vigilante to protect your territory, because these people, they are coming in full force. Don't let it caught you unaware. Prepare for them. Don't always be a reacting governor or whatever. Be a proactive. Walk ahead. Take a step forward ahead of them, so that when they come, they see the state, the kind of security in your state, and the way you are responsible for, or you are always responsible. So these people, once they come, they don't have choice but to run. They know your state is not safe for them to operate. They will run. Do you understand? So that's how I see it. Anyways, please, what do you think? Share this video. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll be your guy. Run out for me now, so that you get to see updates like this next time. Subscribe, hit the notification button. I'll be your guy. Please.